don't fit in, and that's okay. You were never meant to fit in. Like, that was never the path. That would be boring, and it would be unrealistic, because we're all meant to do different because we're different people, so we're supposed to be different. Just get comfortable. Yeah, so if you're struggling in a job, in a situation, in a relationship, and you can't quite put your finger on what it is, it's probably because you're here to create the new. You're probably here to create the new job for yourself, a new role. And what that means is, get that out of my eye. So if you're moving from job to job to job, that's usually a sign. And the sign usually is that you've to create your own path, your own destiny, your own trail. And the reason I know that is because I've had quite a number of jobs. I couldn't figure out why. Like, they call it job hopping. I couldn't figure out why I was going from job to job to job. I thought it was because I never liked the job, but that's not it, because the work that I've done is quite straightforward, quite stress-free. So it was nothing to do with the work. It's the fact of having somebody else control your time within your day. And I'm getting really more and more uncomfortable with that, because it just feels wrong. I think, well, there is people that enjoy that structure with their day, and they enjoy having a leader and being told when to do tasks and how to do them. But if you feel, just move that camera, if you feel that you're uncomfortable with that, and looking back you've had loads and loads of jobs, it means that you have to create your own path. You're a trailblazer, basically, they call it, and that means that you're here to create the new. Because having a job, working for somebody, a business, an employee, an employer, it's quite a historical, ancient thing. These days you can do pretty much anything online. You can create pretty much anything with technology and AI. So what I've just realised is that I need to create my own thing. I do actually write and enjoy drawing and painting things, quite arty, but society has led me to believe that I need to go and get a job and pay the bills, get the rent paid, the tax, I take the responsibility. And if you listen, society will teach you how to not follow your passion, how to not follow your path, how to just go and do what everybody else is doing, be the same as everybody else. Don't complain, just get on with it, you're an adult, pay your bills, be responsible. But there comes a time when something happens, and it's when I would say it's when your soul is speaking to you, and it starts to let you know that you're on the wrong path, and that you need to choose a different path. And that normally happens if you feel like you don't have any satisfaction in the things that you used to enjoy, the places that you used to go, the relationships that you used to have. if you feel like in lots of different areas that you used to enjoy and have satisfaction in, that you no longer have satisfaction there, that's the biggest sign, the biggest red flag, if you like. I would love that I'm actually wearing red. That might be a red flag. So that's the sign, I would say, is the loss of satisfaction, and that means it's time to look at what you're doing, who you're doing it with, and you really need to sit and ask if you're being honest to yourself. Like, you really need to kind of ask yourself if you're being honest, because what's going to happen if you just remain in the situation without making any changes, then 10 years has passed. You can't reverse that, and you'll have a lot of regret. So it's better just to make the change now, before it is too late. And it's hard to make a change when you're used to doing something a certain way, when you're used to society telling you how to be and how to live and how to be responsible and be an adult. It's hard to just then go against that, because you do need to go against it, because you're now in the minority, because most of the world is just going along with society and what they've told them and what they've made them believe and how they've told them to be. And the whole thing is, it feels like it's a lie, a scam, because if everybody's doing the same and copying each other, it's not genuine, it's not authentic, and it's not natural. Because we're here, let me fix my hair, liking the hair tonight. Yeah, so we're here to be different, original, but most of all we're here to be true to ourselves, to our heart, to our soul, to our being. And that's what I've felt a lot recently, that I wasn't being true and honest to myself, because I've been led to believe that I need to just go with society, just work, pay for your rent, be responsible, and that's it, and just be quiet and don't complain. And that's the way the world's living, that's the way the world's running. That's why there's so much depression and anxiety, mental illness, because people are not being honest to themselves, and all of these kind of diseases and illnesses are occurring. That's because people are not listening to their soul, and the soul eventually has to find a way to get through to you. I mean, you can pretend you don't hear it, you can avoid it, but it will make sure that it gets through to you. If you're not listening, it just gets louder and louder and louder, and it just it manifests in different kind of, like, it can manifest as stress, it can manifest as anxiety, fear, guilt, shame. There's a million different emotions, but if you're not getting the message, it'll just get louder and louder. So what you need to do then is you need to listen. You need to sit quietly, like, even if you do meditation. The morning routine is really good for that. Like, have a solid morning routine. That's crucial. What I do is I get up about 5 in the morning, brush my teeth, and then I'm doing like 40 minutes of intense meditation. And what that does is that just puts me on like an even keel for the day. It sets me up for like a more balanced day. Because if you're waking up and you're just rolling out of bed, going into work, you're unprepared. You've not really set up the energy, so it means that all sorts of randomness is going to happen within your day because you've not paid attention to your emotion, to your thoughts, to what you're thinking and feeling. And it means that your day is going to be a mixture of everything, the good and the bad. Whereas if you wake up with intention, you meditate, and I would say to start off for half an hour to an hour, and once you're used to it, then you can go for the shorter ones. But yeah, a solid morning routine, I would say, is the first step to change. So get up, just brush your teeth, have a drink of water, whatever you need to do, and then meditate. Put aside an hour, because you shouldn't be rushing your morning. It means that your day is going to be rushed. You should be taking your time with the self-care like that. When you're rushing, there's no self-care involved. But when you're taking your time and you're giving yourselves that time in the morning and in the evening, but more importantly in the morning, then it shows self-love, self-care. And if you don't have that, you don't really have anything. So if you're struggling at the minute and you feel out of place, that you don't belong, you're stressed out, you're anxious, you're worried, get up early, get up an hour earlier and meditate. Do that for 30 days, because they say that any kind of habit and change, any change that you make, give it 30 days and then you can judge it. You can look at it and see the difference, because the difference is quite big. When I wake up and I don't meditate and I just go on with my day, I'll look back on it and I'll see that it is a totally entirely different day. The overall mood, the general atmosphere of the day feels heavier. What meditation does is it softens you up, it makes you lighter, it means that you flow easier in your day and you're more likely to have a better experience. And if you join all of the little experiences within the days, that makes up a better day. And it's all it really comes down to is, what did you do that day? Because that's all there is.